Hello, Nintendo fans. My name is Mario Master. How are we doing today? Now, I'm not entirely sure on why I haven't made a video on this yet. Honestly, this has been a long time coming because so we're talking about two movies. One of these movies is really good and I quite enjoy. The other movie is not as good and it shouldn't exist, and it has... What's the dude's name? Credits. Stanley Tucci. So, as Stanley Tucci in it. So, the two movies we're going to be talking about is Quiet Place and The Silence. Now, first, we're going to be talking about The Quiet Place. Now, I did make a review on The Quiet Place a long time ago, but that review was ass, and the video was ass, so here we go again. Quiet Place is a really good movie about some aliens that come down to Earth, and they start, murdering a bunch of people. And the entire thing is you have to try and stay quiet so the monsters don't find you, blah, 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 bleep, blue. Now, this movie came out 2018, 2019-ish. So it came out before The Silence. Now, The Silence came out after A Quiet Place. And a weird race of weird blind bat things that you have to stay quiet around get released from a cave. Can you see the similarities already? Right? Here we go, right? Okay, so first similarity is that they have basically the same premise. Now, not to say that you can't make a movie with basically the same premise. Much like Bird Box has kind of the same premise as A Quiet Place, but it's different enough to call it its own movie. Now, there's no, words. There's no real excuse for how similar these movies really are. Now, I'm pretty sure the director has come out and said it's like, no, they're different. In reality, if you watch both of these movies, which I would not recommend watching The Silence, it's not like it's bad, it's just a shame. We'll get to that, don't worry. Now, A Quiet Place is super good. I really enjoyed it. One of the characters happens to be deaf. Okay, kind of, nice plot device right there. And, the movie overall is pretty good. Gets left off on a cliffhanger. Quiet Place 2 wasn't as good, but still pretty good, not gonna lie. Now, The Silence, on the other hand, is just a shameless copycat. Not only does it already have basically the same looking monsters as A Quiet Place, also, one of the main characters is deaf. See my point here? Now, not to say that the plot isn't different, but the plot is very similar. I mean, in A Quiet Place, they stay in one place, They don't go places. They stay in one place. And a series of unfortunate things start to happen, and then it all leads up to the climax, where sad thing, right? Now, in this movie, The Silence, they go everywhere. They go all over the place, which is fine. That can work out, having to try and stay quiet while you're moving all over the place. that's good. I mean, not to say that, in A Quiet Place they still don't go somewhere, but in this movie they are constantly on the move. And that's really like the only big difference. I mean, they have like a weird silent cult that is just weird and I don't know why it exists. It's just a random plot device. Ugh. Now, out of these two movies, like, the real, like, major difference between these two movies is that one of them has Stanley Tucci in it. But that's it. Other than that, The Silence is just pure, it's just, I don't know, words, it's just not okay, essentially. Like, the blatant copycat effect on it is just super sad and blatantly obvious. Like, if you watch The Quiet Place and then you turn around and watch The Silence, you can immediately see the similarities in plot, character, and overall the movie in general. And once again, it's not hard to, copy a movie, just make it different enough, But, like, the plot is essentially carbon copied, Mysterious creatures that are blind and have really good hearing are discovered and or, in Quiet Place's, situation, they land there, right? Mysterious creatures who can only hear, but they have really good hearing, kill you if they hear you, and the characters have to stay alive, and it just so happens that one of the characters is deaf, which is fine, that works, whatever. But also, when you do the same thing, you can definitely see the similarity there. It's just blatant, there's no real workaround. It's like a green screen kid stealing content. It's like, it's not reaction content. You're stealing, admit it. This isn't original. Now, to put this blatantly, this movie is not good. The movie is bad. I mean, because I'm not talking about A Quiet Place, obviously. I'm talking about The Silence. The Silence is just bad. Blatantly a copycat of The Quiet Place. The only good thing about it is Stanley Tucci, and even that isn't a saving grace at all. Stanley Tucci is just not fit in this movie whatsoever. It's just bad. I cannot recommend it less. It's just so blatantly obvious that it's a copycat. There's nothing behind it. There's really no feeling. And there's no effort, is really what I'm trying to get to. There's no effort behind it. And there could have been. There very easily could have been, I mean, like, I get it, okay? I really do get it. And normally it's like offshore third world countries that do copycat movies. And that's understandable. Because, they just want to, because the laws are a little bit different there, they can do that. But normally they don't star famous actors like Stanley Tucci in the movie. It's, once again, blatantly obvious that they're just trying to get people to watch The Silence instead of A Quiet Place because, oh look, it's Stanley Tucci. We remember him from Transformers. 4 or whatever the fuck, you know, where he goes, the Beats pill, which is an obscure reference that I bet half of the people watching aren't going to get. Now listen. Overall, bottom line, A Quiet Place, million, and I do mean a million times better than A Silence. The Silence is just bad. It's just a carbon copy of A Quiet Place. Once again, the only good thing about this movie is Stanley Tucci, and even he can't. And Stanley Tucci is just not. He just does not do it for this movie at all. It's just bad. Just bad. It's like, it's, for being, I mean, honestly, 1 out of 10. The one being, woo, you got Stanley Tucci. And that's it. And, like, that is really the only saving grace. And trust me, it's not a good one. Because there's a shit ton of holes in it. Like, I'm really hanging on by a thread here. By just saying, it's a 0 out of 10. This movie is so bad. It's just a carbon copy of, you know, A Quiet Place. But, like, really the only saving grace is Stanley Tucci. But, like, even that is just borderline unethical. So, yeah. Gotta love when studios just copy shit, you know. It's just blatantly obvious. I recommend you watch A Quiet Place, and if you're feeling very bold, watch The Silence. You could definitely see where, like, wow, yeah, this is just the same movie but with Stanley Tucci in it. It's basically what that is just, it's the same movie but with Stanley Tucci, and that's the only good thing about that movie. But that's it. So thank everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter, Discord, and Patreon, all linked in the description below. Patreon is $1 a month. I do extra videos. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do for the Patreon video. I haven't done one in a quick second. But, yeah, that's it. Peace. Bye.